Have you ever hesitated to ask someone for something, whether it's a raise, a favor, or even advice? You're not alone. The truth is, asking is a skill and it can unlock incredible opportunities in your life and career if you can master it. So, today I'm going to share how you can build your asking skills with some strategies that you may not have heard before. Hello, my name is Pooja Nitin Purwal. I'm a career growth coach and an IT professional. Let's get started. Now let's first understand why is it that we do not ask? Okay? Because we know in our minds what is it that's stopping us, but sometimes we are not able to express it. So let me give you some things around this. So majority of times, and that's like 99% of time, we ask only when we are 100% sure that the answer is going to be yes, or we even answer questions when we know for sure that the answer is correct, rather than even attempting it if we don't know. One of the major reasons that people do not ask is the fear of rejection. And this is very, very real. It comes from evolution, wherein if our tribes rejected us, we could die in the jungle. But today we are not in those situations, right? Even if somebody rejects us, it's not like we are going to die or it's like a survival thing. So it's all right to ask, even if you fear rejection. You can only be rejection proof if you have faced rejection enough number of times. Second can be the embarrassment that comes with being wrong. But then it's not like all of us knows everything about everything. So there is going to be a time when you learn new things, when you are not aware of something. And it's okay to accept that you do not know at that point in time, right? There is nothing to be embarrassed about not knowing something. You can always learn new things. What is the discomfort that comes with it, right? Are you one of those people who are like anxious, who starts sweating, who starts worrying about how the other person is going to react? And all of that creates so much of discomfort within you that you don't even attempt to ask, irrespective of whatever may be the answer of the other person, right? So that's one of the major reasons people don't go ahead and ask. Other than that, fourth can be your upbringing, the beliefs with which you have been raised. Sometimes asking is considered as wrong in some of the cultures. Indian culture is like that, that you cannot ask for more. You should not ask for something that is not freely given. And those are the kind of beliefs that really stops you from asking for things that you deserve, that can be yours just because you have asked about them. And then these are all the factors that stops us from grabbing those new opportunities or working on those cool new projects. How do we do this? See, asking, like any other skill, can be improved with a lot of practice. And how do we get these practices included in our day-to-day lives? So we'll start with that and then I'll give you some strategies as well. Okay, so you can include some of these daily asks in your day. As I said, these are daily asks, so you need to at least do it once a day. Okay, and this is how you would start building your asking muscle, asking more of what you really want. You can start by asking for simple things like extra plates or tissues in a restaurant, or asking a family member to do some of the chores that they don't usually do. These are like small, small things which can result into a yes or no, and doesn't really affect your day or impacts you very negatively if the answer comes as no. So go ahead, do these daily asks on a very regular basis. Just practice it often, maybe multiple times during the day if opportunity comes your way. Second ask are the weekly asks. Okay, these are the hard asks wherein the chances of rejection, uh, or if you get rejected, the consequences or the impact can be much higher than the daily ask. So this can be like asking a high visibility project at work, or asking for a free upgrade when you are traveling, or asking for lowering interest rate on your credit card or your loan. So these are a bit on the difficult side of ask, wherein the person you ask may majority of time say no. When you get that no or the rejection, just make a note of how you feel about it. Okay, see how your body language changes when you get rejected. For all of these scenarios, it's a very good idea if you could practice before asking. So find a colleague or a friend or even a family member with whom you can practice. But if you want to strengthen your asking muscles, at least do one of these asks, attempt one of these asks on a weekly basis. And then there are monthly asks. So these are the asks that may not be okay for you to ask. Okay, these may be those out of reach or outside of your boundaries kind of ask. So, for example, asking someone you admire to be your mentor, or asking your boss for a raise, or even asking your boss to put you on a project that is outside of your job duties, asking for extra time off with extra pay. So, or even negotiating a higher assessment grade for your performance. So these are all the asks that are on the higher side. The consequences may also be high when you get rejected for these. So that's why it's a monthly ask. So you do it maybe once a month or so. Okay. Now, when we are doing this, we also need to collect evidence. So find out if you're doing it the right way. Are you asking the right person for it? Are you finding the right timing to ask for these? Is your tone weak or strong when you go ahead and ask the person? Also make a note of how it makes you feel when the other person say a yes. Okay. So what comes your way? Is it pride? Is it happiness? Whatever you feel, you should make a note of it. Now, these are some of the actions that you need to take on the daily, weekly, monthly ask. But how do we go about this? Okay, how do we ensure the possibility of getting a yes? Okay, so mastering the art of asking isn't just about confidence. Okay, it's about knowing what to ask, who to ask, when to ask, and when you get all of these right, you actually increase your probability of getting a yes. Tip number one: be specific. So whenever you're asking for something, don't be vague or don't just try to give hints. Instead of saying, "Can you help me?" say, "I need your help with this X. Can you provide insight or resources for this particular issue?" Specificity shows that you have done your homework and you value the time of the other person. So when you are specific, it also shows that you have run it past in your head multiple times and you know what you are asking. And when you are very specific about it, the other person also have an idea of what exactly is expected out of them, and it's easier for them to say a yes or a no. Tip number two: start small and then build momentum. We saw the three asks, right? So maybe if you're not comfortable with the weekly or the monthly ask, start with the daily ask. Do it for a month. Ask some things to someone on a daily basis and see how you feel at the end of that month. And if you are more confident, you feel you have, exercised your asking muscle more, then go ahead and start asking weekly ask from the second month. Do it for maybe a month or two. When you're comfortable with the weekly ask, go ahead and do the monthly asks. Okay, so build your momentum along the way. Practice asking in the low stake situations and then move to a higher stake situations. Tip number three: leverage the because principle. Okay, people most likely say yes when they know your reason for asking for that particular thing. So, for example, I need your feedback on this report because I want to align with the team goals, may make more sense to the other person rather than just asking, "I need your feedback on this particular report." When you give them the because, the reason, the why behind the ask, they may give you better information to start with. So the because can make a big difference. Number four, anticipate objections. Whenever we are asking for something, people may have certain objections, they may have questions, queries also. So before you go into the asking situation, think about all the potential objection that the person may put in front of you. For example, if you are asking for extra resources, Explain how it will benefit the team, how it would reduce the overall work, and if you have a solution to compensate the extra resources in some other way, then go ahead and even propose that. Tip number 5, use power of silence. So after you ask, resist the urge to fill in the silence. Let the other person absorb and assimilate the information that you have shared. So pause, don't respond right away. Give the other person time to process. Silence can feel uncomfortable. However, it's a very powerful tool in showing your confidence and patience. And even in, like, if you're in a very negotiating kind of situation, if you are silent, it actually puts you in a more powerful position. Whoever speaks first in the negotiating situation is usually at a loss. So it's better to let the other person absorb the information that they have got and then decide whether they want to say a yes or a no or a maybe to that particular question. So remember, building your asking skills is going to take practice, but it's one of those skills which can become very, very valuable in long run. It's important for your personal and professional growth. Asking somebody doesn't put you in a place which is lower than the person who is giving you that particular favor. We are all in relationships, right? And most of the time they are transactional. So if you are asking somebody for something, remember to return that favor when they ask you for something else. Add value to other people along the way. That would also help you to ease out in the asking situation, because you have already built that goodwill over a period of time and you can withdraw from it from time to time as you need it. So go ahead, start with one of those tips today. Let me know which one was the most helpful for you in the comments and tell me how it transformed your interaction. If you feel I have added value to you with these content, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and share it with the people who may need this. Let's keep growing together. See you in the next video.